Alright, so welcome to another unboxing, guys, and today we're going to take a look at the KZ EDX, and this is really interesting because this is one of the cheaper KZs that you can buy. It's just around $8 to $10, and of course for that price range you're getting your custom IEM kind of look, and of course for a dynamic driver as well. Some people may prefer a dynamic driver. Really excited to check this one out, so let's go to the unboxing table.
Alright, so looking at the box itself, I do like firstly the look. I think it looks sleek. I have the white version. And it says here, in-ear ergonomic structure, stable and comfortable to wear. Show a rich and delicate sound with better low-frequency performance. Of course, you have your 10mm dynamic drivers. It might give us, good bass performance. And you have 3.5mm jack and also 0.75mm 2-pin connector, and 10 to 20 kHz in frequency range. So you have 10. So we might be able to see more bass frequencies in this one, and also 23 ohm impedance. So this will be easy to drive with your phones. So opening it up, so this is the look that you are gonna get, and yeah, I do like the look overall, white kind of look. So it also says customized heavy bass earphone. So I'm kind of actually expecting a similar sound to the Z1 might be, but we're gonna find out. So let's take a look at what you get in the box. So in the box, actually you're getting this is not the new white cable that I have seen from other KZs. So this is the kind of bronze cable. Still nice looking, I'd say overall, but I do prefer the white cable in this one. So you're also getting some tips, so no case. You're also getting some ear tips, and actually surprising, this is not your Starline tips. This is more of your soft silicone tips. So this might be actually comfortable to wear on the ear. And also, as you guys can see, the tips that's included in the lobes is also your kind of silicone tips. So this is a little bit different than your usual Starline tips. So let's take a look at the lobes itself. And right off the bat, for me, this kind of looks similar to maybe even the KZ ZST Pro in the look overall. So it's your custom IEM kind of look, and the all plastic in build as well. And I do like the finish overall. It's your glossy kind of finish, and you have that X as well. So frankly speaking, this kind of looks good. Actually, with the ZAX also, it also looks good. So KZ might be focusing more on the looks nowadays in 2020. And from the other side, you're getting very similar shape to the KZ ZSTX. So let me get my ZSTX to show you guys. Alright, so this is the KZ ZSTX, and yeah, you have your see-through kind of design with the ZSTX, but the shape overall is very similar. So as you guys can see, it has no fins as well, and you have your 2-pin connector. And build-wise, they're really similar in the hand, but of course your EDX it's not see-through, but I think it still looks cool even if it's not see-through. So yes, also the tips does go inside your ear, so this might give us good isolation. So right now, for the build quality, I'm quite impressed for a $10 system for sure, but let's put it on the ear and give you guys my impressions in how this wears. So actually, firstly, this is actually the old connector from KZ, so I wasn't able to point that out, so you guys can see it's not the new more stable connector, but this is still pretty stable overall. So I'm not that big of an issue for me, especially if you're coming from your other cables. You might have this cable already. This might work for you. So yeah, that's something for you guys to note. Right, so on the ear, it's definitely something like your KZ ZSTX. So this is a very safe kind of shape. Anybody can just wear this and just be okay with the shape. It's also very comfortable to wear as well because it's breathable on the ear. So there's no fins, which sacrifices a bit of stability, but the comfort is really good because it's breathable on the ear. And it's still fairly stable because yes, it has some ear locks, so it stays on your ear really nicely. So yes, they went for a safe shape, and I'm okay with that, especially for this kind of price range. So let's have a first listen and give you guys my impressions in how this sounds like. So let's try some Incubus. Alright, so right off the bat, the bass impact is definitely there, and it's more in the smooth side of presentation. So this still has that peak on top, which makes it a little bit more exciting to listen to, and it's a U-shaped sound on the ear as well. So the vocals are recessed in the mix. So let's have another listen. Let's try Believe in Life by Eric Clapton. Alright, so vocals wise, it's more in the smooth side of sound again. So it's not as clean as your BA counterparts. In this track, I definitely notice the top in this one. So the shimmer is there in the mix. And right now, in terms of the vocals, it's not that aggressive sounding. So definitely this is more toned down compared to your BA counterparts. Let's try a Copacabana. So this is more in the musical side of sound. Because of that shimmer on top, it makes it a more fun kind of sound. So it's not the most aggressive sounding that I've listened to, but still very musical and still has some air in the sound. So definitely not a boring listen. So yes, in this track, the vocals is not that prominent in the mix. It's still recessed in the mix. So definitely a U-shaped kind of sound on the ear. The sound stage is also above average in this one. So definitely not bad for, you know, $10. So even if I haven't compared it to the VK4, I think this one is a little bit more shimmery compared to the VK4. The peak in this one is more prominent in the mix. So let's try one last track. Yes, in this track, the vocals is not that front and center in the mix. Again, more recessed in the mix.
Alright, so this is actually a punch-in. I already shot the unboxing, but I want to talk about the signature. So I did some initial measurements already, and I want to show you guys the U-shaped sound on the ear. And actually, the peak that I'm mentioning around 10K is definitely prominent in the mix. And actually, in terms of the overall graph, this is gearing towards more of a bright IEM, but definitely a V-shape, U-shape sound on the ear. So the bass is definitely present in the mix, but overall, this is not a warm earphone. It's still your V-shaped earphone on the mix. But however, compared to the ZSTX, the vocal positioning here is not as good for me as the ZSTX. The ZSTX has a bit more better vocals for me. The vocals in this one is a little bit thin for my liking. So if you're into vocals, this is one of the weakness for me of the EDX. So let's get back to the unboxing.
Alright, so that's my initial listen for the EDX. So for the EDX for $10, of course you're getting that kind of IEM kind of look. You're getting some ear hooks, so that's really cool, and you're getting that nice look for a KZ as well. You're getting a dynamic driver type of sound, a more kind of fun sound on the ear. So it still has some shimmer on top, which makes it a more exciting kind of listen. For my initial listen, I'm quite okay with the initial listen, especially for the price that you are paying for. So definitely this won't you know, beat out your $20 $30 counterparts, but for the price that you're paying for, this is a pretty cool selling points. All right, so that's my initial take on the EDX. Of course, I'm gonna compare it to more tracks. I need to listen to more tracks to give you know, a more substantial feedback in this. So yeah, stay tuned for that here in this channel. Of course, if you learned something, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And also let me know down below as well what earphones IEMs you like me to compare this with, and what do you like to see for the EDX for the full review. And yeah, let me know down in the comments below. And leave a like, of course, if you learned something, and subscribe for more content like this. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next zpolt unboxing. Goodbye.